one, proxy for Vanity's Emptiness. I was borrowing my friends. I had to give it back to him. But Vanity's Emptiness is too cool. Like I said, I wanted to be able to make those key Beetle plays. The opportunity never came up because I didn't have Summoner Monk, Vanity's Emptiness, but like the option is too good. Like that combination is really good. Especially this format, everybody's special summoning. Vanity's Emptiness is an awesome card. Like even when I wasn't protecting it, it still came in and did a lot of work. Interesting ruling, by the way, just in case anybody doesn't know, I did have a Vanity's Emptiness on the field, and I summoned, I believe it was Dancer at the time, just normal summoned. My opponent Solemned, and then there was little discrepancy over whether or not because of Solemn, a card was sent from the field to the graveyard, meaning Vanity should be destroyed, right? That's at least what my opponent was saying, and then the first judge that we called over agreed with that. But I was like, no, because it's Solemn, the Harpie Dancer never hits the field. It goes straight to the graveyard. So it shouldn't trigger the destruction effect from Vanity's Emptiness. So I made the appeal, and he went back over to the head judge and came back, and he was like, yeah, you're right. The Solemn prevents it from ever hitting the field. Vanity's Emptiness stays. So if you ever run into that situation, Solemn hits too early for you to trigger the Vanity's Emptiness destruction effect. Let's go to the extra. The Dracossack. Finally got a hold of him. He's just so expensive. But I was able to sell a bunch of cards and then get him, which is nice. I mean, yeah, he protects himself and destroys other cards. Get out the advantage. You have to kind of know what deck you're playing against, though, when you bring him out. Sometimes I was like really scared of the Honor Arc, so I would set him to defense. But even if you do that, then he's still like vulnerable to things like Gigant X, because he only has 2200 defense. But actually, now that I think about it, Master Blades might have been a better option against that deck. But Big Eye, self-explanatory. I think I used him once, but he comes in clutch when you do use him. So Master Blades, never went into him, but like I said, I probably should have a couple times. I never played Fire Fists, which I probably would have used him against, because he's a little bit better, and or at least for like, counteracting Bear. Yeah. Gaia also never went into this. Like I was pretty, I don't know, it's good. I might take him out. The Synchros, Stardust because it's Stardust, Crimson Blader because it's Crimson Blader, but like I said, I never went into either of them. But I mean, it's pretty obvious why I would run them, I think. So many level 5 or higher summonings. The Key Beetle, he's cool. Like he really helps out. Like especially if I'm playing against a deck with no back row and I've already played Hunting Ground, and I want to keep that plus that it gives me, or that extra 200. I can just protect something and always target that for destruction, and then nothing ever happens. It's nice. Dweller, for obvious reasons. I actually never played Mermails though, but I saw a bunch of them around. They were like lurking. And yeah. Daigusto Emeral. Look at that DT. Beautiful. This came in clutch against a spell player because that was a really, really long duel. And he was getting that extra draw off of the field spell card that they got, Grand Spellbook Tower. And this helped me keep pace with that for a little bit. And it's good. It's good. Also reset, because everything was in my graveyard and needed more things back in my deck. Cowboy to end games. Never used him, actually, because, I don't know, end games too quick, I guess. Dragon Djinn to help bring back, go for my second rank 7 play of the day kind of thing. Useful. Some combinations I have where I open her and then Channeler, bring back Dragon. Like if I have Pet Dragon in my hand at first, she's pretty clutch. To getting her and a Dracossack on the field, for example. Phantasmal, used once. I still think it's a great card, though. It's a glorified cowboy. Like, being able to attack for that last 2,000 is pretty major. But I used it against Mythic Rulers, and he was able to go Black Rose next turn and then win. So, yeah, I wish he could protect himself from destruction, too, but I guess he can't be too broken. The Zerofyne, this card, so good. This is a clutch card. Like, being able to negate all the effects my opponents, and she just gets so beefy so quick because you have so many cards that are face up on the field with the extra field spell card, floating back row, like so many cards that are face up on the field, and then any opponents that put a lot of monsters on the field just get hurt by it that much more. Yeah, one opponent I had her out, and then I think he was a YuGiOh player. He made the mistake of going Zenmaines to protect himself. And I was just like, okay, detach. Zenmain's effect is negated. Attack, and then yeah, nothing happened. I won that turn. And then champ of the extra deck, the double lightning Chidori. Oh, this card is too good. Just like that Phoenix Wind Blast. Like I was able to I was telling you about compulsing the Cyberan against the Necro Valley Gravekeeper player. He had the Shaman out to help protect his field spell card. And I went Lightning Chidori next turn, bounced the Shaman back to his to the top of his deck. So the only cards that he had in his hand were the Cyberhand and the Shaman, who's a level 5, so he couldn't summon him. And then next turn I bounced back like Necro Valley and just like kept on chipping away, and that's how I was able to make my comeback. The first card that he saw that was new for 3 turns was an MST, and he scooped. Yeah, good stuff. Too good. Some tokens. Little Dratini and Mew. These are always the ones that I use. I also have this one. It's actually me at Comic-Con. Chilling out with YuGiOh over there. And then a Gorz token, which I'd always put face up on my extra deck, just to make people think of Gorz. I don't know if it worked, but did it. Now, the side deck. I got to the regionals kind of late, and I was still thinking about side deck things. But when I got there, I saw a friend who was kind of closer up in line. So met up with him and started filling out the things. So like my side deck options were made very quickly, so I understand some of the decisions were done. One in particular was like really dumb, but it should have been a dark hole. But yeah, here we go. The battle failure. Why? Because I couldn't find any Swift Scarecrows, and I figured I needed something to stop OTKs, which I really didn't need because I have plenty of other ways to stop OTKs. And yeah, I realized, like, just thinking about it after turning all the paperwork, like, this thing will just be useless on my side of the field, and he will only be taking up space. Like, I really need those monster card zones to get into my overlays, but yeah, okay, make fun of me for this. Have fun. The Maxis, which are normally paired with that Swift Scarecrow. Yeah, these are nice. They get that extra draw, if I'm smart enough to use them. Every now and then I forget about them, but which is kind of dumb. The bottomless, if I feel like I need more monster removal at summon. Double MSTs, if I need to be able to chain to things like Fiendish Chains. The Thunder King, which I haven't never used. He kind of hurts your own deck a lot, but he's still good. So, Double Xyz Encore, in case I ran into something like Pleiades or Evil Swarms. I actually never did, but I used it to get rid of Geargigan X, which was nice. Double Lightning Prisoning says, like I said, I hate it on Boojins. Look at that DT. Yeah. Game 3, I think, against the Boojin player that I played, I opened up 2 of these. Or these very 2. And yeah, he obviously didn't win that. Double Imperial Iron Wall, Dragons, even with the D-Fissure that I made. And Boojins, yeah. Mind Drain, Soul Drain. I probably should have sided these in against the Dragon player. I didn't. But I drew crap that game anyway. But yeah, there it is. So, like I said, the deck is mainly oriented around getting out Dracossack first turn as soon as possible. So I try to like make Channeler as searchable as possible, and I try to be able to discard Hysteric Sign of my own volition with things like Summoner Monk and Phoenix Wind Blast. It works out. I ended up going X3 I lost to a Lightsworn, one Gaia, and the Mythic Rulers. The Mythic Ruler was the first match of the day, and I feel like I was a little jittery because of that. And the Lightsworn guy was really good. That was the only duel I lost where I was able to pull off Hysteric Sign twice, and I still lost because he had major field advantage. He dropped Gores, and I probably should have predicted that he had Gores, but I don't know. Anyway, thank you. If you have any other tips or comments or anything, go ahead and leave them down below. I'll try to react to them as soon as possible or whatever. When's the next event? There's a San Jose in a couple weeks. I might go to. And Anaheim's in a couple months, right? I'll probably be there. Anyway, it's cool to get that invite. See you next time. Peace.